So, you got it. Save America, kill the bill. That prospect's looking better and better. You recall Friday, two game-changing numbers that may well have dealt the Biden plan for big government socialism a 1-2 death punch. First, the 6.9% consumer price index showed inflation is not transitory, and we sure don't need any more government spending. Second, the CBO gave a realistic scoring of the Biden monstrosity by making new entitlements permanent over 10 years, or rather than the phony gimmick of sunsetting after 1 year that was used by Biden to hide the humongous cost. Now, Pelosi called the CBO price out imaginary. Chuck Schumer said the numbers are fake. Does anybody remember when Vice President Biden told Larry King not so long ago that CBO scoring is the gold standard? If you forgot, here's the clip to remind.
I don't know one single serious econometric model, from the conservatives to the liberals, who acknowledge that anything other than we created a minimum of 1.6 million jobs and the estimates for the CBO, which is really the gold standard. No Republican or Democrat questions.
Actually, I got to hand it to him. He was right. Actually, the CBO is correctly capturing Biden's policy intent, because he's always talking about his transformational plan, right? Well, transformation doesn't mean 1 year and out. It means permanent. And that's what the CBO's new score captures. So transformationally permanent translates to a $5 trillion in more spending and $3 trillion in a larger deficit. That means there would be huge new government spending to push inflation higher. It also means the bill's not paid for, all of which the administration has known all along, just as Pelosi and Schumer have. Essentially, the CBO has outed the whole progressive left budget fiction. Who knew? Well, there's a memo from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen to members of the U.S. Senate. And I quote, "And there are policies that the president proposed as permanent and that to achieve consensus are now temporary in the legislation." Let me repeat. I'm just repeating this memo. She said the president proposed permanent, not temporary. Well there, Madam Secretary. Roger that. Guess you all did want permanent in the first place. Guess Lindsey Graham and Jason Smith of the CBO kind of called you out on it. No more hiding, ma'am. $5 trillion more in spending, $3 trillion in more deficits, not including, of course, massive tax hikes that will kill business and jobs, Green New Deal subsidies that will jack up energy prices and reduce energy supplies, overregulation for government control of health care, energy, finance, you name it, plus no work requirements for able-bodied welfare recipients, but plenty of welfare for illegals coming across the border, and all the rest of the woke nonsense that the country has come to despise. Now, perhaps the leading woke fighter now, Senator Joe Manchin, in advance of a phone call with President Biden today, Mr. Manchin signaled big concerns about inflation and the cost of the social spending bill. And I will quote, "Inflation is real. It is not transitory. It's alarming. It's going up, not down. I know people have been in a hurry to do something, but basically, I think we're seeing things unfold that allows us to prepare better." And Mr. Manchin added, the new economic data was, quote, "very sobering," end quote. And then he said, quote, "We're going to talk about exactly what happened on Friday, which the CBO score and inflation reports and things of that sort," he said in advance of his phone call with Mr. Biden. So Mr. Manchin is hanging tough, as he has really all year. I will conclude, save America, kill the bill. That's my riff.